How are you today? It's Karen here with you once again. And, today I want to talk to you about something that I guess made me stop and think because I didn't make a decision when I should have. And so I want to give you 7 ways to make some life-changing decisions and the process that may help with that. So let me start with what happened for me. This is certainly not life-changing, that's for sure. Back in December last year, probably about November, we'd moved into our house, and what I wanted was to find a clock. And I was looking for a particular clock, and I found the clock, but I decided that I wanted to find if there was something else around, even though I really wanted this clock. And so, long story short, I didn't buy the clock. And do you know what? When I went back to go get the clock, because it is the one that I wanted, it was no longer available. So, and then today I was at the shop, and then I found this clock. It's come back in. So I got them to save it for me because I had actually walked to the shop. So, they saved it. I went and picked it up today. And, that's what, 5 months, 6 months where had I made the decision to buy the clock and act on what I wanted, it would have saved me a whole lot of grief, because I've been looking for this clock and a clock that I would like to go in a particular place in my house. So again, that's not a life-changing decision, but it got me to thinking, well, surely if this is just about a clock, how many other people have issues with making decisions? Because not making a decision is also a decision, right? So I want to give you 7 little tips. The first one is you need to realize the power of decision making. Okay, so, obviously what I did is I went on the Googles and found some information, which I'm going to share with you. And I think the most important thing about, making a decision is understanding what a decision does. And I think that because once you make a decision, it causes a chain of events to happen. And so let's say you've given up smoking and you decide that you're going to have a cigarette. Really bad choice this is, but anyway, you're going to have a cigarette. Guess what? That's going to start a chain of events, probably, of you smoking again. So the decisions you make are absolutely critical. So the power of a decision is vital as to where you go in the paths of your life. Now, again, mine was just a clock, not a big deal. But, if we have a look at some of the decisions we need to make, and like right now, there's so many decisions that need to be made because we're adapting and we're changing in this environment that's going on right now. So the power of a decision and understanding what a decision does can really help you understand that, it's important to make decisions and be concise with them. The second thing, this will not be new to anyone. Go with your gut. First thought, best thought, that feeling that you have, we've really got to start to trust that inner instinct that's inside of us, because it's talking to us each and every time. And I don't know about you, but I know I do not listen to my gut anywhere near as much as I should. That is for sure. So, when you don't, you take up this consuming process, which generally does not serve you, right? And have you ever felt that, you had a gut feeling about something and 9 times out of 10, you were proven right? So going with your gut, it can really, if you can really lean into that, that feeling, that intuition that you have, it really will serve you well. I should have bought the clock on the very first instance because I knew I wanted it, and 6 months later, I now have it. The third one is you need to carry out your decision, right? I should have done that 6 months ago. So, you can make a decision, that's no problem, but then you need to actually act on it. You need to carry out the decision. You need to carry it through, because, making a decision is not the same as acting on the decision. So I had made a decision, I'm getting a clock. I'd made a decision, I really wanted that clock, but I didn't carry it through. So they're 2 distinct things. Okay, so you may find that in some real life decisions that you need to make, you may find that there's a particular habit that you've decided you want to quit. Maybe it is smoking. Maybe it's eating rubbish food. Maybe it's eating sweets. giving up sugar. You may have made that decision, but did you act on it? And then did you act on it consistently each and every day? So they're two distinct things, and can really make a massive difference for yourself. The fourth thing, tell others about your decisions. Why? Well, because you want to make sure that you are being held accountable. The more people who know that the decisions that you're making, even if they're unpopular, because clearly if you've made a decision, they're going to see it, right? That they're going to have evidence of the decision that you made. So by telling other people about it, you will find you have more chance. I don't know what the percentage is, but you have more chance of actually sticking to it. So let's say, here's an example. Let's say you say, yep, tomorrow morning I am going to get up early. And, oh, Hayley, hello. I can see your comments. This is awesome. I didn't even know I could see comments. So this is fantastic. Thank you so much. Replace bad habits with good ones, 100%. Trusting your instincts, 100%. So, by telling other people about your decisions, I don't know about anyone else, and I certainly don't know about you, but when you tell someone else about a decision, do you feel that you have to be more accountable? Because you don't want to look like a goose. You don't want to look like, I didn't do it. That maybe that integrity you have for yourself is no longer there. It's just so important that if you are serious about it, that you set some things in place and in motion about those things. So I'll tell you about a decision I made when I first started in my business. So we would go to an event and there's a lot of people there that I did not know. And that is really uncomfortable for me. And still today, it's still something that I'm not great at. I'll rephrase. I'm terrible at it. I'm still terrible at it. So after being to that first event, I knew that I wanted to succeed and I needed to find a way to be able to get myself talking to these people. And I had to get myself out of my comfort zone. So what did I do? I made a decision that I would go on the registration desk so that every person who came into the event would have to come and talk to me. They'd have to give me their name so I could cross them off. So I would start to learn who they are. I'd start to learn, more about them as a person, which I felt was important. But it also kept me accountable to making sure I turned up and making sure that I was talking to people, because that was the path I needed to take. And I knew that, and it was uncomfortable, but I made the decision to force me to make sure I would show up each and every month. So, by telling other people about, the things that I needed to do, it really helped me, because they actually supported me in what I was doing and made sure that I was, not that I didn't feel uncomfortable. I mean, I still felt uncomfortable, but that I felt as comfortable as I could be in, being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Anyway, number 5, let's move on. Learn from your past decisions. So this is so key, right? Oh, hey, Brenda, thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate you being here. It's so cool to be able to see the comments. I'm loving it. So thank you. I'm using StreamYard, so it's something a little bit different instead of going directly live. So yes, I can see that, Brenda. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the comments. It's awesome. So number 5, learn from your past decisions. So there will be times in your past where you have had a good decision or you've made decisions and it's been a good one, and times it's not been a great one. You need to pay attention to that, because again, your gut instinct is going to tell you certain things. But if the past has shown you anything, it's going to give you lessons or blessings. That's what the past does. It's either a lesson or a blessing, and you can learn a lot by past decisions. So, and I think the biggest part of this is not beating yourself up over things. So like if you've made decisions and they didn't work out great and it wasn't in your best interest, then you can learn from that. And you don't need to beat yourself up. You just use that as the new lesson, right? So awesome. Number 6, maintain a flexible approach. This is awesome. So, and I see this a lot actually. So I have clearly, I'm in the health, nutrition and fitness space. So I have a lot of clients who are wanting to lose weight, a lot of clients who want to get fit. And so a lot of people start in the mindset thinking all I've got to do is do more workouts. I've got to do more cardio, more weight training. I've got to, run forever, and I've got to put in hours and hours at the gym. So that's the decision they make, and they get started. But it doesn't mean that you can't be flexible in your approach, because let's say you want to lose 10 kilos in 2 months, totally doable. But all of a sudden they found that, hey, they can now have access to better nutrition. Guess what? By combining the two, they're going to get to their result much faster. So it doesn't mean that because that's the way I'm going to do it, it's the only way I have to stay. Not at all. So just be open, be flexible to all the things out there to take you on the path towards the decisions that you're making. And then number 7 is have some fun. Like, life is too short. I was listening to an audio today, and if you don't have this, I highly recommend it. It's called The Untethered Soul, and it's all about, finding that divine happiness. So, you've got to decide that you're going to be happy. And yes, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be massive challenges. That's called life. But if you have fun along the way and you decide that you're going to make every opportunity that you have in life, every decision, every part of your life fun and you're going to live in happiness, only then can you start to work towards that, because often we have to change our mindset, and that can be really, really difficult. So there's our 7. Let me recap for you. So number 1, let me grab my notes. Number 1, understand the power of making those decisions, because it really will take you down a certain pathway. Number 2, yes, Hayley, I agree. It's a great book. It is it's life-changing, that book. Number 2, go with your gut. Start to trust that inner intuition that you have. Number 3, carry your decisions out. It's not the same to make one. You need to actually take action on that decision. Number 4, get accountability buddies. Tell people about those decisions so you can be held accountable. Number 5, learn from your past decisions. They're lessons or blessings, but we can learn from everything. Number 6, maintain a flexible approach. So just because you've decided one way doesn't mean that other avenues can't help you achieve the decision in a faster time frame. And number 7, have fun. Have fun making decisions. So if you got some value from this, do let me know. That's great. Brenda and Hayley, thank you so much for jumping on and commenting today. I really appreciate that. If anyone would like the notes that I found on this, please do reach out. I'm more than happy to send it to you, because it really is good stuff. All right, thanks so much, and I will see you around the traps very soon. Bye for now.